welcome back to the EV Ready training series powered by FleetWise. Let's have a look at some of the peripheral areas of running a fleet. We've done a lot of detail in your core vehicles, but let's have a look at some of the other areas. Let's have a look into the detail of whether you operate pool vehicles and or daily rental vehicles as an addition to the long-term vehicles in your fleet. And how do these get treated in an electric vehicle scenario? Let's have a look at pool cars first. It doesn't seem right if you've spent a lot of effort and time making the transition to electric for your company cars or vans if you operate a fleet of pool vehicles that are not electric. Now, it may well be that in your circumstances you may need one or two petrol diesel vehicles in your pool for specific reasons. That's one for you to consider. But I would suggest that if you're making the transition to electric for your company cars and vans, then your pool cars should also reflect that. There may be a couple of good reasons for you to have electric vehicles as pool cars. For a start, if somebody is unsure about going electric because they have fears about range, they have fears about charging, then there is no better way for that person to get a little bit more comfortable in driving electric than having one for a couple of weeks. So if you had an electric car in your pool fleet, you could almost operate a try before you buy service. You may even make it mandatory so that people get familiar with electric cars before they order them. Now, that would be a very, very robust approach to electric vehicle adoption. So there's one reason, but the other reason is if you have electric vehicle drivers already in your fleet and they need a spare car because they've been involved in an accident or theirs is off the road having some mechanical work done, then they may not be too keen on having a petrol alternative car for a period of time. That may be because they don't want to spend the money on petrol anymore. They've got used to cheap charging, but also if they have to pay benefit in kind on that electric pool vehicle because they're having it for a longer period of time, they may not like the benefit in kind hit that they're going to take. So it really does make sense if you're going to make the switch to electric with your core fleet, then your pool fleet really needs to follow suit as well if you have one. And that would be the same for vans as well. Again, you might want to try before you buy, road test a vehicle, have it in the pool, rotate it around some of your drivers so they can all have a go in it as you are going through your evaluation and analysis stage on your commercial vehicles. Let's have a look at daily rental vehicles again. So if you have a need to hire some vehicles in on a short-term basis, maybe for a day, maybe for a week, maybe even for a month. Again, if you're making the transition to electric with your company vehicles, it doesn't seem to make sense to then go and constantly hire petrol and diesel vehicles. Your electric vehicle driver won't want to because they're used to driving electric, but also if you're making the switch to electric for environmental, social and carbon footprint reduction reasons, doesn't seem to make sense to continue to hire petrol diesel vehicles. So the consideration for you here is if you have an established relationship with a daily rental provider, whether that's Europcar or Enterprise or any of the Northgate or any of the other specialists out there for daily rental, are they tuned in to the needs of an electric vehicle fleet, or are they lagging behind somewhere? And some will be right on the case here and some might not be quite at the races. So really, if you're looking to finish off the electrification project, I would look at your daily rental provision. A, do you have any? And if you do, B, who is your provider and are they well suited to deliver you spot rental, daily hire on electric vehicles? And if they are clearly unsuitable for that, this could be another opportunity to challenge the status quo and see whether another provider of electric vehicles will be better than your current incumbent supplier. So a bit of information around pool cars and hire cars for you. Go to fleetwise.info if you'd like to hear that one again, or look at any of the other videos in the series, and we'll see you at the next session.